Ah! Nothing left to do but talk about our dearest Katyushka. What the hell? Huh? What even is that? Hello, comrades. My name is Boris Ivanov. And that over there playing music is Ivan Borisov. Let us tell you the tale of a truly miserable experience. That is the demo version of Slavic. In this game, you have a lot of settings, which, to be fair, I didn't really notice any changes. However, something very good is that you can translate the game in many languages. You have tons of video settings, which is always nice to customize it to your PC. I do believe that the game can run on nearly anything, which is good and optimal. This game has been made by a solo developer. However, let's just jump right in. It is a multiplayer only game, so you make a server, and in this case we will be joining a server our friend made, and of course it is Jiki Briki. It has a very good load time, minus a little glitch there. However, you start in a basement, and before everything kicks off, you have to start the game. In this game, you have 1 minute instantly to grab everything you can and save yourself for the atom bomb. Here, I'm panicking. I'm panicking very hard because I set the game in Ukrainian, a language I can't really speak. So I'm just grabbing stuff because of the timer. There's the guitar, I grab the torch. The most important things that I grab are, you know, the vodka and cigarettes, as any Slavic does. You have the timer in the corner that shows you how much time you have, and all you need to do is come back to that bunker place. I filled all my pockets with everything, and my friend over there got some jackets and cargo pants, which he will use to have more inventory space. And that's the game. This is how the game begins. And to be honest, it's very interesting. It doesn't hold your hand. You get stuck with whatever you manage to get. And here I got vodka and cigar. In the outside world, we see it is in a terrible state. However, we have our car battery that we pick up, which has a very loud noise and some Slavic engineering in display. After Boris and Ivan go outside, we have to survive. Survive by getting food, water, and scavenging stuff in scary woods. It is game very inspired by STALKER, which you know is because the first thing you stumble upon is a graveyard filled with mukhara, a very poisonous mushroom that, well, you can use to take care of some of your stats. However, you only carry 2 in pocket. Here we get scared by a deer in the forest because it is a very scary game. You cannot play Tetris all day. What you can do is you go to a shop, which is a safe zone, where you can purchase and sell items for rubles. This is the demo version, and in this version the shop is a lot smaller. In the full game you have more items and more shop owners which you can buy all sorts of stuff like medicine, weapons, food, and everything. The inventory system has squares which you can hold items, but also a maximum carry capacity, which is why you can carry cabinets. The crafting system is okay. You click the crafting section and you click what you want to craft. Here we craft a small crop which has a time duration for which to craft. We'll get back to time duration later. However, now it is important that we have our plant pot, and we can use the plant pot to grow some food. Here I am fucking about with some cement, and I put it in a wardrobe. You have to place stuff by clicking place, and you can place them on any flat surface. Here on top of our incinerator, which turns garbage into ash that you can grow food. You have to go out in the zone, we call it, to gather resources. In this section we have cucumber seeds and wheat. They are non-regrowable, meaning that you cannot get more seeds from a plant, which is not realistic, but is what it is, probably radio. You have to turn it on. The base building mechanics we don't really see a lot of in the demo, because we have to get a sledgehammer to expand. However, you do carry poop, and your comrades and you do poop after a while. However, you can use it. The time to craft stuff is important because of this sound effect. Means that it is time for an emission, and you have to get home before you die. What happens when you die? Well, no one knows what happens when you die. What you do know is that the map changes. Speaking of that, there is a lot of time to die. However, what's important is in the zone there are these little anomalies everywhere which you can find. What the hell? You may be asking yourself. Now, most anomalies are dangerous. Some are harmless, like this one. Here we see, the government taking care of problems. Yes, let's call it problems. Here I get jump scared by my own belly. That's right, you do have to survive. Other kinds of anomalies do persist in the game world, and you can interact somewhat with the terrain, which I didn't expect from this demo. So it is really good that the developer thought of, doing parkour. Some anomalies are easier to spot than others. This anomaly in particular that broke my knees is a gravity anomaly, and we can see that not everyone is as lucky to break their knees. When you do respawn, you can get to your body and scavenge it back. That is, if you manage to not die, like my friend here. I didn't showcase every anomaly here, however there are some spooky ones. We got the black orbs and we got the grey orbs. Sometimes it is simply too late to go back to your base, and you have to, you have to teleport through those. And such is life in Zone. Sometimes you have your best friend here and you share photo of wife, and you die. There are different types of enemies in this game, such as the animal life, which is deadly. And sometimes it's not as obvious as that boar. What's that? Oh fuck. It's a gun. I'm getting shot at. You know, some neighbors not as friendly are attracted to sound, so it is good to hide a little bit. The enemy AI isn't too bright, but I don't think it needs to. And again, solo development. This is the classic experience of being in a Slavic neighborhood. And we have to run away because of the... We are wearing Puma pants, and they are not. I think they're saying hello. Speaking of combat in this game, there isn't a lot to say. You have guns and melee weapons, and that is basically it. You do get to loot every enemy though. Some encounters aren't as hostile as the, well, gopniks that we have seen. But they do sound like that. Now we look at tiny little women. However, when you go closer, it is actually dwarves, which you can give vodka to and they will T-pose for you. And the little dwarves are the cutest thing in this game, to be honest. They're just vibing. You can use them to carry stuff, drink vodka, and definitely don't do anything unethical towards them. He's just vibing, trust me. In the game, you do go around and scavenge for stuff. Like, some photos, some items bring emotional support, some don't. In the base, you have to put everything you found outside and chill with your dwarf friends here in your little base. There isn't a lot of storage. The most fun part of the game, to be honest, is when you hear that emanation sounding out and you're like, fuck, I'm so far out, I have to get home. You do have to prepare yourself and, you know, go into the zone with some food, drinks, something to replenish stamina, insanity, and radiation, or you will be screwed. Here, luckily, I have some plus, anti-radiation pills, and a Slavic tracksuit. So I quickly down everything, and because my stamina was low, together with the food and water, it's not regenerating. So here I'm slowly walking while hoping that having enough food and water will make it regenerate. And here I ate some chocolate. Delicious. The sound design in the game isn't too bombastic. If anything, it's a little creepy and unsettling. And I think that works for it very well. There is nothing else except the loneliness in this game and the imminent sense of dread that you have to suddenly rush home. Once you are in here, you are safe because your body does remain. But still, you always want to get home. There is something to be said about the blood and the white color being unsettling. But I do like it giving you even more anxiety. And here, we barely make it. However, we make it. There is some interesting encounters in the zone that aren't, you know, necessarily hostile. Some are, you know, just a house jumping out. No witches inside though. However, that doesn't make it completely innocent, as my friend here cosplays as the Wicked Witch of the East. Speaking of dying, there are a couple of ways to die that are not related to, flat out enemies killing you, and most of it is negligence. As you can see here, my radiation meter is slowly increasing, and if you wear enough protection, it won't impact you, but here I'm just basically naked, and here I'm panicking that something's killing me, and now I notice that the radiation bar is full, and it kills you. Radiation typically does have a Geiger counter. Another way to die is just, either not having enough food or not having enough water. Again, negligence. You do have to manage how much stuff you will carry into the zone and how much stuff you're hoping to bring back. The scavenging mechanic is interesting. You basically cosplay a Romanian going into houses, except no one's in these houses except, well, bandits. And you can pick up a lot of weird stuff to sell. Not only breaking into houses, you also break into cars to get their, rake and cement. And you have to see what is useful and what is not. Sometimes you can't carry everything. There's a lot of different cars. We got the Lada, we got the Zastava, all good and tested things. Most of the game, though, you will be breaking around wooden planks and boxes to get interesting stuff inside. Plastic bottles, for example, you can use to refill water and drink, irradiated zone water, but it will keep you alive. There are a lot of assets and different kinds of maps. Also, some are just plain weird. And again, you break into places, you loot their stuff, you go back home. That's the gameplay loop. It's fun. It's way more fun with friends, I would say. Even though you can go out on your lonesome, you sometimes even lose your friends, and you can find each other by whistle. However, the enemies also hear you whistle. Now, there is to say a thing about this being a solo developer and this being a demo that we're playing, namely that you can find some bugs, but to be honest, all the bugs I found were just a little funny, and I'm sure are a quick fix. Like here, I'm carrying a table, and I put down the table, and I need to set it down in my base. Now, this brings us to the end of the video. Again, it's a demo. The pricing of the game is actually really cheap, and the developer made it so that if you want to spend more money, you can buy the founder's version. The price is different, but I will say it's around like €9 or like £8, etc. You should support this developer. It brings like a classic Stalker experience in the game. I didn't mention a lot of the base building and decorating, as we simply didn't have enough time to do it, even though the demo lasts for 10 emissions, which was like 5 hours, so very generous. There is an in-game voice chat, but we simply prefer to speak in a third-party app. However, it is more immersive. There are a lot more stuff outside the demo in the full game. A lot of enemies, more maps, more anomalies. So please do check out the game. We play the free demo, and you get a pound horn, and most importantly, you can just chill and play music. Drink jar of pickles, drink vodka, eat salami. Think about life. Think about how the end is coming for us all. So it is important to enjoy it while it lasts. See you in the next lives, comrade. Or should I say, in the next zone. I turned myself into vodka, Morty. I'm vodka Rick.